Now, back to breaking news, and a mutiny is underway by PNG's military. For more, Radio Australia's Pacific correspondent Campbell Cooney joins us in the studio. Campbell, can you tell us what's unfolding in Port Moresby?
Yes, this morning around about 3 a.m, a faction which is understood to be supportive of former Prime Minister Sir Michael Somare raided Murray Barracks, which is the headquarters of PNG's Defence Force. They placed the Brigadier General Francis Agwe, who's the commander of the Defence Force, under house arrest. And a Colonel Sape, a little bit scratchy on the detail about who he is, has had himself sworn in as the new commander of the Defence Force. It was a faction of quite young soldiers from from about 3 different sources, so we're pretty well confirmed that this is going on, but exactly the reason behind it's, as I said, understood to be supportive of former Prime Minister Sir Michael Somare. Only between about 12 or 20 of them, so quite a small group. The reports we've got, it's all quite peaceful. Nothing is spilt out onto the streets of Port Moresby at this stage, but I would imagine that there's quite a bit of tension up there.
Absolutely. If it's only a small group, do they have the power or the means to make this stick, so to speak? Or is
that's
this,
a really, really good question, and no, we don't know exactly that. As I said, a small number, and certainly PNG's Defence Force is much bigger than that. But if they're prepared to actually go to the line, I suppose, try and take them on, we've yet to see. And as we know, the Defence Force was asked to go back to barracks when the political crisis was on just before Christmas. There is a feeling that perhaps many in the military were supportive of Sir Michael, so maybe you might start seeing that faction get bigger as time goes on. That again, I will have to wait to see. It
does seem quite unusual because tensions were quite high before Christmas with various rulings and a standoff with the courts as well, but it seemed to settle down. Is this unexpected that it's risen back up, or have there been warning signs?
Certainly there has been some warning signs. There was certainly a court case going on last week which involved the police commissioner who was sworn in by Sir Michael trying to get the courts to reinstate him as police commissioner. Now yesterday in court apparently that case was thrown out, so this has happened just after that. It has been going on. Certainly those supportive of Sir Michael have been active and vocal over there. It probably hasn't been making the news quite as much over here because it's been the Christmas period, but it certainly has been going on, and Sir Michael has made it clear from day one that he's not letting this go.
Is there any risk that the army and the police forces might end up heading in different directions and there becomes a clash between those sides, not just the political clash with the army involved as well?
Look, that is certainly a possibility. I would hate to be the person to say that's exactly what's going to happen. It might be a clash within the military, it might be between the police and military, but really honestly at this stage it's a little bit too early to say.
Look, for any listeners who might not have been able to follow prior to Christmas some of the dispute that was going on, can you just give us a quick background as to how we've got to this point?
Basically in August, Sir Peter O'Neill took over the government. Sir Michael Somare was in Singapore in hospital having heart surgery. There was political ructions which meant that Sir Michael was not allowed to stand, and they said he's too old, going backwards. But basically what it came down to was that the Supreme Court said that Sir Michael had the right under the Constitution to take over as Prime Ministership. Parliament supported Peter O'Neill, as did the Defence Force, as did the military, as did the civil service, and that's where it stood before Christmas. So you had one Prime Minister with the support of Parliament, you had another one who was claiming to be Prime Minister under the Constitution, and the Parliament guy was winning. That's about where it is.
And where it goes now?
Who knows?
Campbell Cooney, thank you. We'll keep in touch and see how it unfolds.
My pleasure.
Very interesting circumstances. Thank you.